How is it possible for modern medical technology machines capable of seeing the tiniest details inside the human body to completely miss something as significant as a second baby? It sounds almost impossible, yet real cases continue to challenge what we think we know about pregnancy and diagnostic precision. Imagine going through months of prenatal care, attending every appointment, trusting every scan, only to discover at birth that there was another life hidden all along. This is not fiction, not myth, but a phenomenon that has puzzled doctors, shocked parents, and sparked deep curiosity in the scientific community. Today, we explore the mystery of hidden twins, uncovering how something so extraordinary can happen in a world guided by advanced technology. Pregnancy is often seen as one of the most carefully monitored journeys in modern medicine, guided by ultrasounds, tests, and expert evaluations designed to ensure the health of both mother and child. Yet, despite all this precision, there are rare and fascinating cases where a twin remains completely undetected until birth. How can something so significant go unnoticed? Is it a failure of technology, human error, or something more complex hidden within the body itself? In this video, we will dive deep into the scientific explanations behind hidden twins, exploring how biology, positioning, and limitations in imaging can create one of the most surprising medical mysteries. If you enjoy uncovering the hidden truths behind real-life phenomena, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us until the end. The phenomenon of hidden twins begins with a simple assumption that modern medical imaging is nearly infallible, especially when it comes to something as significant as pregnancy. Ultrasound technology, widely used across the world, has become the standard tool for monitoring fetal development, providing images that guide medical decisions and reassure parents. However, despite its widespread use and reliability, ultrasound is not perfect, and its limitations can sometimes lead to unexpected outcomes. The human body is complex, and pregnancy adds layers of variables that can influence how accurately an image is captured and interpreted. In rare cases, these variables align in such a way that a second fetus remains concealed, hidden behind biological structures, or positioned in a manner that makes detection extremely difficult. These situations challenge the assumption that technology can always provide complete clarity, reminding us that even the most advanced tools depend on conditions, interpretation, and timing to deliver accurate results. One of the primary factors contributing to hidden twins is fetal positioning, which can significantly affect what is visible during an ultrasound scan. If one twin is positioned directly behind the other, or tucked in a way that aligns closely with the first fetus, the imaging may overlap, creating the illusion of a single baby. This overlap can persist across multiple scans, especially if the position remains consistent, leading medical professionals to interpret the images as showing only one fetus. The concept of a strategic position is not intentional, of course, but rather a natural result of how the fetuses move and settle within the womb. In some cases, the second baby may remain compressed against the uterine wall or hidden behind the placenta, further complicating visibility. These positional challenges highlight how three-dimensional realities are translated into two-dimensional images, where depth and layering can easily obscure important details that would otherwise be obvious. Another key factor lies in the limitations of ultrasound resolution, which, despite technological advancements, still depends on factors such as equipment quality, technician expertise, and the stage of pregnancy. Early in pregnancy, when embryos are small and less developed, distinguishing between one and two fetuses can be more challenging, especially if they are closely positioned. As the pregnancy progresses, visibility typically improves, but if the second fetus remains in a concealed position, it may continue to evade detection. Additionally, variations in maternal anatomy, such as uterine shape or the presence of fibroids, can interfere with image clarity, creating shadows or distortions that obscure the view. These technical and biological variables interact in complex ways, making each ultrasound a unique interpretation rather than a guaranteed representation of reality, which opens the door for rare but remarkable cases of hidden twins. The placenta itself can also play a significant role in concealing a second fetus. acting as a natural barrier that interferes with imaging in certain pregnancies, particularly those involving shared placental structures. One twin may be positioned in a way that places the placenta directly between it and the ultrasound probe. This creates a visual obstruction, as the dense tissue of the placenta can block or scatter the sound waves used to generate images. As a result, the hidden twin may appear as part of the placental mass or may not appear at all. This phenomenon is especially common in monochorionic pregnancies, where twins share a single placenta, increasing the likelihood of overlapping structures and reduced visibility. Understanding the role of the placenta in these scenarios reveals how biological systems designed to support life can inadvertently create challenges for medical observation and diagnosis. Human interpretation is another critical element in the detection of twins. As ultrasound imaging relies heavily on the skill and experience of the technician and the interpreting physician. Even with high-quality equipment, the process of identifying and confirming the presence of multiple fetuses involves careful observation and judgment. Subtle visual cues can be missed, especially in cases where the second fetus is partially obscured or appears similar to surrounding structures. Fatigue, time constraints, and the routine nature of many scans can also contribute to oversight, as medical professionals may not always expect to encounter such rare scenarios. This does not indicate negligence, but rather highlights the inherent limitations of human perception when faced with complex visual data. In the context of hidden twins, it becomes clear that diagnosis is not solely dependent on technology, but also on the interpretation of that technology, which can vary from one professional to another. The timing of ultrasounds can also influence whether a twin is detected, as different stages of pregnancy offer varying levels of clarity and detail. Early ultrasounds, often performed in the first trimester, may not provide enough resolution to distinguish between closely positioned embryos, particularly if one is significantly smaller or positioned behind the other. Later scans generally offer better visibility, but if the initial assumption of a single fetus has already been established, subsequent examinations may focus primarily on monitoring that one baby. This can create a confirmation bias, where the expectation of a single fetus influences how images are interpreted. As a result, subtle indications of a second fetus may be overlooked or dismissed as anomalies, allowing the hidden twin to remain undetected until birth, when the reality becomes undeniable and often surprising for everyone involved. In some cases, the concept of vanishing twin syndrome adds another layer of complexity to the understanding of hidden twins. This condition occurs when one twin is initially present but is later reabsorbed by the body, leading to the assumption that only one fetus remains. However, in rare situations, what appears to be a vanishing twin may actually still be present, simply undetected in later scans due to positioning or imaging limitations. This creates confusion in diagnosis, as early evidence of multiple embryos may not align with later observations, leading to conflicting interpretations. The possibility that a twin was thought to have vanished but was actually hidden underscores the dynamic and sometimes unpredictable nature of pregnancy, where changes in visibility do not always reflect changes in reality. Amniotic fluid levels can also impact the clarity of ultrasound images, influencing the ability to detect multiple fetuses. Adequate fluid provides a medium through which sound waves can travel effectively, creating clearer images of the developing baby. However, if fluid levels are lower than normal, the resulting images may be less distinct, making it more difficult to differentiate between structures. In such conditions, a second fetus may blend into the surrounding environment, especially if positioned closely to the first. This highlights how environmental factors within the womb can directly affect diagnostic accuracy, demonstrating that successful imaging depends not only on technology and expertise but also on the internal conditions present during the scan. The concept of fetal movement further complicates detection, as babies in the womb are constantly shifting positions, sometimes unpredictably. While movement can help reveal different angles and perspectives during an ultrasound, it can also contribute to temporary concealment. A twin that moves into a hidden position during multiple scans may consistently evade detection, creating a pattern of invisibility that reinforces the assumption of a single fetus. This dynamic environment challenges the idea of static observation, reminding us that what is seen at one moment may not represent the full picture. In the case of hidden twins, movement becomes both a revealing and concealing force, shaping what can and cannot be observed through imaging. Technological limitations, while reduced over time, still exist and can influence the accuracy of ultrasound results. Not all medical facilities have access to the most advanced equipment, and even high-end machines have inherent constraints in resolution and depth perception. Factors such as probe angle, signal interference, and image processing can affect how clearly structures are displayed. In situations where conditions are less than ideal, these limitations become more pronounced, increasing the likelihood of missed details. The existence of hidden twins serves as a reminder that technology, while powerful, is not infallible, and that rare anomalies can still occur despite the best available tools. The psychological impact on parents discovering a hidden twin at birth can be profound, as the unexpected nature of the situation creates a mixture of shock, confusion, and often joy. For months, they may have prepared for the arrival of one child, only to suddenly be faced with the reality of two. This emotional shift can be overwhelming, but it also highlights the resilience and adaptability of families as they adjust to new circumstances. From a medical perspective, these cases emphasize the importance of clear communication and support, ensuring that parents are guided through the experience with understanding and care. Medical literature continues to document cases of hidden twins, contributing to a growing body of knowledge that helps professionals better understand and anticipate such occurrences. Each case provides valuable insights into the conditions and factors that can lead to misdiagnoses, allowing for improvements in practice and awareness. While these cases remain rare, their existence challenges assumptions and encourages ongoing research into the limitations and possibilities of prenatal imaging. The concept of a hidden twin also raises philosophical questions about perception and certainty, particularly in a field that relies heavily on visual confirmation. It reminds us that seeing is not always equivalent to knowing, and that absence of evidence does not necessarily mean evidence of absence. This perspective encourages a more cautious and open-minded approach to diagnosis, recognizing that uncertainty is an inherent part of even the most advanced scientific processes. In some instances, additional imaging techniques such as MRI can be used to provide a more detailed view of the womb, offering an alternative when ultrasound results are inconclusive. These methods, while not routinely used in all pregnancies, can help confirm or rule out the presence of multiple fetuses in complex cases. The integration of different technologies highlights the importance of a comprehensive approach to diagnosis, combining multiple perspectives to achieve greater accuracy. Training and awareness among medical professionals play a crucial role in reducing the likelihood of hidden twins going undetected. By understanding the factors that contribute to these cases, technicians and doctors can approach each scan with a heightened sense of vigilance, particularly when certain risk factors are present. Continuous education and experience help refine the ability to recognize subtle signs that may indicate the presence of more than one fetus. Despite all these factors, it is important to emphasize that hidden twins are extremely rare, and the vast majority of pregnancies are accurately diagnosed using standard imaging techniques. However, the existence of these rare cases serves as a reminder of the complexity of the human body and the limitations of even the most advanced medical tools. It reinforces the idea that medicine is both a science and an art, requiring not only technology but also interpretation, intuition, and adaptability. Ultimately, the mystery of hidden twins is not a failure of medicine, but rather an illustration of its ongoing evolution. Each unexpected case contributes to a deeper understanding of pregnancy and diagnostic imaging, pushing the boundaries of what is known and encouraging continued innovation. These rare events remind us that even in a world guided by data and precision, there is still room for surprise, discovery, and the unknown. The story of hidden twins invites us to reconsider our assumptions about certainty, technology, and the limits of human understanding. In a world where we rely heavily on machines to reveal the unseen, these rare cases remind us that not everything can be captured, predicted, or explained with complete accuracy. There is a quiet complexity within life itself that sometimes escapes even the most advanced systems, revealing truths only in their own time. Perhaps this mystery is not just about medicine, but about perspective, teaching us to remain open to the unexpected and humble in the face of what we do not fully understand. And in that uncertainty, there is something deeply human, a reminder that life still holds secrets waiting to be discovered.